Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to make this 3D cube and make a macro where you can change the pictures on the edit page without having to go into Fusion. You want to start out with all 4 pictures the same size. I made mine 500 by 500, but you can make them whatever size you want. Just make them the same size, and you can make them with a vertical resolution too. And again, you want to make them the same size. I'm going to put these top 4 on through the tutorial, and the bottom ones we'll change it out after we're done. The free preset will be in the description below. In part 2 of this, I'm going to show you how to basically bake the media right into the preset. I did a tutorial on that once before, but I'm going to go ahead and make a part 2 and show you how to do that. That way the media will stay right with the preset. Whether you change computers, move your media, rename it, you won't wreck your preset. And you can send it out to somebody else if you'd like. So we'll start out on the edit page. Go to Media Pool, right click, New Fusion Comp. You can rename it if you'd like, but you don't have to. And we're going to make this 10 seconds. It's easier for me to do it this way than type in that little box. And go to Fusion. For those of you that don't know me, I have to use this on-screen keyboard because I'm paralyzed. Can't use my hands and arms. I just put this out there every time for the ones that don't know me, because sometimes they question why I have it up there in the way. Click away right about here. Shift space and Cube 3D. Put that right in viewer 1. As you see, it's all different kind of colors, so we'll start with just removing the color. Go to the inspector, under materials. You have 4, well, you have 6 sides, but we're going to use 4 of them. The back is already white. The bottom and top will make black. Okay, with the cube selected, get a merge, camera, spotlight, and 3D render. Pipe the render in the media out and put it in viewer 2. Select the render. Change render type from software to hardware. Enable lighting and shadows. Now you'll see here we don't have any light. I'm going to leave them deselected for now. Select the camera node. Go to transform. Select use target. Rotate the z-axis to whatever size you like. I'm going to set mine to 6.0. Go back to the render. Now we'll enable lighting and shadows. And now if you look at viewer 2, you'll see we have no light. Select the spotlight. And look at viewer 1, you'll see the lights inside the box. Go to transform. Select use target. Zoom out a bit. Take the Z-axis and do the same thing. And you'll start seeing the light viewer 2. I don't have a middle mouse wheel like you guys do. That's why I use the drop-down menu. Go to Controls. Open the cone angle all the way. Okay, we're going to bring in the pictures now. You have to use a loader to bring the pictures in to make this work. Shift space and type in loader. You may have to navigate to your folder, but mine's taking me right to mine because I was already there. The first one, you want to put the top left, we'll make that the front. And I should mention, you want to name these. You don't want to use numbers. Most of the time, numbers won't work with the loader node. So make this the front. So we're going to right click, drag it over to the cube, let go and select front. And you'll see now we have the first picture on. Click away right about here for the second one. Shift space and loader again. Same thing, bring that one over. And I named all mine front, right, left, and back. Select right. And there it is. Click away right about here. And same thing. Again, right click, drag it over, we'll let go, and we'll select back on this one. Now click away right about here. Loader again. And left. And we have them all on there. Now we'll go ahead and keyframe this, animate it. Make sure your playhead is at frame 0. With the cube selected, go to Materials. On the Y-axis, set a keyframe. I'm on a 30 FPS. You may have to adjust accordingly. I'm going to advance to frame 75 to -90. Advance 75 more frames, or whatever you have to if you have to adjust accordingly. Then rotate to -180. I'll advance 75 more frames to 225. Now go to -270. Take your playhead to the end, then put in -360. Give it a play, make sure it's working. Okay, make sure the cube's still selected. Open your spline. If this is in the way of your window, little button up in the right corner says shrink. Select them. Zoom to fit. Select all. hit F on the keyboard, and then T. That opens this little window to ease in, ease out. We're going to make them both the same, in and out. So we can lock it and then run the ease in up to around 50. Don't have to be exact. It's set relative. Lock them. We'll give it a play. Before we go any farther, make sure we're working okay. Okay, that's working fine. Select the cube again. Shift space and transform. We'll rename this Group Controls. You can see in Viewer 2, we got a lot of sheen. It's way too bright, so we're going to adjust that. And these adjustments will be in the macro because every picture is different. Go to Materials. Open that back up. Go to Specular. Make sure you're on front. Down here to Intensity and the Exponent. Go all the way up with the Exponent. And as default, I'm going to set mine to the intensity 0.4 and the exponent 100. Now we'll go to the next one. Do the same with all 4 of them. That's actually this side. Make sure you get all 4. Let's put the merge. Viewer 1. Select the spotlight. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Something like that. If you want to set an angle for your preset, you can do that here. But we can add that in the controls as well. You want to start out with something like that. Depends on what you want to do. I'm going to leave mine at 0. Okay, I think we're ready to make the macro. I should mention, if you select one of these loader nodes, look in the inspector under file name, that's the extension back to the computer. That's why if you move your media or rename it, it'll break the preset unless you bake the media right in the macro. But these controls here is how you change the picture up in the edit page later. Okay, follow me as I select these. Start out with click away, make sure nothing's selected. Hold the control button down. Now, before we get started, let's add a drop shadow to it. Select the render, shift space, and drop shadow. I'm going to leave it on the default settings. Okay, now click away. Hold the control button down. And hit A on the keyboard. Keep the control button down. Deselect the media out. Right click on any one of the other nodes. Go to macro. Create macro. I suggest give it a name. I'm just going to name mine when I put it in my folder. In front of the X, put in position. And scale, change to size. And under rotation, select the Y. If you don't know what to select in your macro, if you select whatever node you're working on in the macro and look in the inspector, it shows you everything you need. We don't need anything in controls. These are the 4 specular that we just adjusted for the sheen. It tells you over here which one it's for, but we're going to name them so we know what they are in the inspector. We don't want bottom or top. Loader 1, if you named it, will be front. Loader 2 will be right. Right here is what we're selecting, the file name. So we have this browse button in the inspector. Three will be back. Spotlight. Put in light in front of X. In case you want to move it around, change the shadowing. Put light in front of intensity. Go to File. Save as group. It takes your macros. We'll go to Fusion instead. Templates. Edit. Titles. Here's where you can make your folder. I suggest not to name the folder the same as your preset because it more likely won't recognize it. Hit save. Now we'll go find it. I have to shut Resolve down and restart it. There it is. If you click on it, look in the inspector, you have all your controls, your front intensity and exponent. You have all 4 of them. Here's the browse buttons. We'll give it a play and then we'll change them. Everything else is self-explanatory. All right, now we'll go ahead and change these pictures. Okay, we'll give it a play. Then we'll change out the pictures. Select this little browse button. And there's the first one changed. Now we want the right side. Now the back. And the left side. And now they're all on there. Right here, you have all the exponent and intensity. For each one. Size. Over into the cache, give it a play. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.